If you're a homeowner in the Durham region or planning to become one, this video is for you. I'm going to be sharing an update on the latest real estate market trends from August 2023. We continue to see some changes in the market in August and some further slowdowns. Stick around to see what this means for you as a buyer or a seller. My name is Villia Truelove. I'm a local Durham region real estate agent with almost 20 years experience, and I'd love to help you with your move. All my contact information is included below, so reach out by calling, text, or email, and we can get the process started for you too. There are some important numbers to look at when trying to see where the market is trending. First is new listings. In May, we saw 1,650 new listings. In June, that number went up to 1,860. And for July, that went down to 1,677. That number continued to fall in August to 1,526. August is typically a slower month in real estate, and we usually see fewer sellers decide to put their homes on the market. So this could be a seasonal dip. We're likely to see this number start to go back up in the next couple of months as all the sellers that waited on the sidelines in the summer start to put their homes on the market. The number of sales went up slightly from July to August. It had been trending down from earlier in the year. We saw 1,067 sales in May and 898 sales in June. In July, we saw 770, and then August, we saw 776. Not a huge increase, but it held pretty steady. The months of inventory, which we get by dividing the number of active listings by the number of sales, stayed at around 1.8 in the Durham region. This has been slowly climbing since May, when we had only 1 month of inventory. Then we saw 1.5 months of inventory in June and 1.8 in July, and now we're holding steady for this month. 1.8 months of inventory would still be considered a seller's market, but based on other factors, it may not feel like that depending on the area you're looking in. Average days on market is up slightly. It was at only 11 for May and June, 14 for July, and now for August, that average days was 15. Sale price to list price ratio is also down to 103%, a small but I think meaningful change. It was at 104% in July, and this is down from 107% in June and 108% in May. So though the majority of houses are still selling for over the asking price, more homes are starting to sell for around the asking price or even lower. We're seeing more and more sellers choose to price their home at where they feel the value lies and take offers anytime. Looking at Oshawa, for example, of the 71 homes that were listed over the last week, the vast majority of them were not holding offer dates. So this is also one of the reasons why the days on market will be up slightly. When you price your home correctly, it's likely to take a little bit longer to sell. Now, prices. The average price in the Durham region is down again. The average price for August was $930,852. In July, it was $961,852. The Durham region hit a low point price-wise in December 2022 with an average price of just over $874,000, so we're still above that low point. It had been climbing back up until July this year when we saw the first price drop of the year, and so this is the second month in a row that we're seeing a drop in prices. Comparing things to a year ago, the average price in Durham was just over $920,000, so we aren't too far from that number. As these numbers continue to slowly trend in the same direction, they're indicators that we are heading into a more balanced market. So what will happen over the next couple of months? I'd say most things are pointing towards a market shift and a more balanced market, which is not a bad thing for buyers or sellers. Other things we have to consider, though, we are still looking at data from the typically slower summer months. As we head into the fall market, we tend to see more sellers and buyers come out. We also just had the Bank of Canada announce this week that it will not be raising interest rates again at this point. Of course, they've left the door open for further interest rate hikes, stating that they're still concerned about inflationary pressures. But this hold in rate hikes could give confidence to some buyers that are waiting on the sidelines. Will prices continue to come down? It's absolutely possible. We'll have to wait and see what happens as we head into the fall market, especially if we get the typical increase in new listings that we tend to see in the fall. I want to mention again that while macro level statistics can give us an overall picture of the market, when you're actually looking at buying or selling, you really need to look at your micro market. Each city and town is different, and in some neighborhoods, from one street to the next is different. So you need to be looking at what is happening in your neighborhood or the neighborhood you're wanting to buy in. not, for example, Whitby or Oshawa as a whole, and definitely not the Durham region as a whole either. So, what does all of this mean for you as a seller or a buyer? For would-be sellers, properly presenting and marketing the home remain very important. You want the home professionally staged and photographed, and online marketing to attract the right buyers. Your home needs to look its absolute best. Pricing strategy is also very important. In some neighborhoods, underpricing with an offer date will make sense, but in many cases, it doesn't anymore. So make sure you're looking at the most recent and local data when trying to decide on the price. Homes are still selling in about 2 weeks on average, so just have a little bit more patience. And if you're buying and selling at the same time, as most people are, don't forget that you will be in a better position when buying as well. For buyers, there are more and more opportunities out there to not have to be in multiple offers. Homes are still selling, so don't sit on a good home that you really love for too long. You'll have some extra breathing room in this market, but you don't want to wait too long to make a decision. Just make sure that when you're looking at comparable sales to decide on a price, try to stick to more recent sales from the last couple of weeks so you have the most accurate data. You can also keep in mind that prices are trending down. If you'd like to know what's happening specifically in your neighborhood, or want an accurate market analysis for your home, or you're thinking of purchasing and want to know what's going on in a certain area, reach out anytime. All of my contact information is included in the description below. So if it's the right time for you and you're tired of renting, reach out and we can get the process started. And feel free to check out my other videos to see more of what the Durham region has to offer, and subscribe so that you don't miss my next market update for September. Thanks so much for watching.